Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we talk about rituals. So, there is a little bit of misinformation about rituals in general. I want to explain you guys what a ritual is. It's simply an action to manifest immediately an intention. For example, when you go to church and you want to send some good energy to someone that you love and maybe is in difficulties, what do? You go to church, you light up a candle, and you pray. Church is a sacred environment. You do the gesture of lighting up a candle. You're putting the intention, I'm doing this for that person. You put the candle there, you stare at it in this sacred space, and you put good intention, and you ask to source to help that person. Rituals can be found in all religion, in all sort of ways. When a yogi meditates, he's using a sacred space. He lights up some incense, maybe he puts some music or maybe not, sit down and he meditate. When you meditate, you put an intention for that meditation. If it's clarity that you need, or if it's just a switching off your brain and relax, you're doing the same thing. That is a ritual. In the past, rituals, also in old tribes, for example, in Africa, or when we talk about shaman, they were doing ritual also through music and sacred dances. Some rituals involve also the use of hallucinogenic, sorry my English, hallucinogenic mushrooms, or ayahuasca, peyote. In many other religions, ritual can be found of all sorts and all types. Witches were using as well certain rituals and spell. Even in church, when they do the mass, you can see them taking the bread, which represents the corpse of Christ, and the wine that represents the blood of Christ, whatever. Rituals is basically the art of alchemy. You need a sacred environment, you need some elements. Could be fire with a candle, can be music, drums, can be water, can be just silence and intention. All of those are simply rituals. Rituals have the goal to manifest an intention immediately in the 3D reality, in the 4D reality, in the material world. Of course, ritual can be done for the good or can be done from the bad. It's not about witches are bad, or this is bad or this is good. It's about what intention you have. Rituals can be also used simply for gratitude to God, gratitude to the universe, gratitude to Mother Nature, or can be done for the devil. Rituals is a neutral action. It's up to you which force you are using. There are people that create, like the voodoo doll is the same. They sit down in a sacred space, they create a doll and they poke the doll. The intention is to hurt or damage a person. So rituals and the art of performing a ritual can be done for a good reason or for a bad reason. There is no bad, like there is not one name that indicate all the witches are bad. Because in my life, I met good spiritual teacher and bad spiritual teacher. I met good priest and bad priest. I met good shaman and bad shaman. I met good witch and bad witches. So you cannot label one category as the darkness. All depends from your intention. Now, when you do a ritual worshipping the devil, the result can be faster and quicker, but karma might get back at you, or simply God will get back at you. When you perform a ritual in good intention, the result might be slower, but the result is guaranteed. So, to communicate with Source as well, we can decide to use different rituals, and there is not only one that is good. You can decide to pray to God. You can decide to meditate to God. You can decide to dance for God. You can decide to use a plant, a peyote or an ayahuasca, to receive some sort of enlightenment or some sort of revelation. If you even read about Tantra, they use a lot energy and body work. Yoga as well itself is a ritual. You are silencing your mind in a sacred space and doing specific movement. Is the same things, is a ritual. So we need to stop demonizing the witches because in everything you can find the good and the bad. And ritual is nothing crazy. It's not some like dark things that people are afraid of. Rituals are very simple. We cast spell with our words as well. If you spend most of your life vocalizing bad thought, you are doing a ritual. You are casting a spell. You are manifesting just a negative thought into reality. When you decide to spend most of your time vocalizing good thing, you are doing a good spell. When you are spending most of your life vocalizing problem and negativity, you are doing a spell too. Mantra itself or prayers are a spell as well. When you go to church and all the people are like Padre nostro che sei nei cieli, blah blah blah. Sorry, this one is the only Italian one. But anyway, when you go in India and there is other kind of mantra, or like witches use spells, or in some pagan tribe religions there were some specific song, it's the same thing. You are simply vocalizing something to the universe. You are manifesting immediately something that was up here. So we need to stop to be afraid and treat like rituals. It's part of spirituality, but it's just a neutral action that can be used with good intention or bad intention. Even in manifestation itself, people, who tell you this is my formula for manifestation, that it's simply their formula, their ritual to manifest their intention. And you have to find your one. And don't be afraid of magic, because it's another way to call rituals. It's just another way to manifesting something, an intention that was in your head. I always recommend people to use ritual for the highest good of you and everyone else. That is the best way to make sure that you are doing a ritual in whichever forms, in whichever way, using God and the universe. That's why the connection with God needs to be really strong when you do rituals, just because it's very easy otherwise to get easily fooled and like thinking that you're doing something good and you're actually doing something bad. Quick example. I had a friend of mine, she was a witch, and she does ritual all the time, and one day she decided to do a love ritual, and when she asked me my opinion, I just said that I would not do that. And when she asked me why, I said, because you are not God. You don't know if this person was meant to be with you. Maybe this person was meant to be with somebody else, or maybe you were meant to be with somebody else. So doing a ritual for your selfish benefit, it will cause you karma. And she did it anyway, and then she received the karma. So she was like, oh, you were right. And I was like, when we talk about ritual, it's just important to make sure that the ritual has the highest benefit for yourself and others. Rituals and praise are all techniques to connect with God and to put an intention out there, but your highest self needs to be present, because you need to seek for the best result for you and everyone else, and not a selfish one. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope that I made a little bit of clarity. There are no bad witches. There is just rituals that follow God and rituals that follow the evil. It's up to you to have enough maturity to understand which one you are using. Thank you so much. I forgot to say like and subscribe. And if you have any question, let me know. Mwah.